Namaskar. Aparnaz, we are going to start talk about Advaita in daily life. So, Vinita Tai, if you can say the prarthana, that will be great. Please.
अरे बाप
Yeah, go ahead.
रे
Completely
Nilanjan
fine.
does start. I'll join.
हाँ चलिए कोई भी anybody.
ॐ सहनाववतु
भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह
सह
वीर्य
वीर्यं
वहे
तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै।
Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Hari
Wonderful.
Om Sri Guru Hari
Hari
Om.
Om. So, first of all, thank you, Vinita Tai, Nilanjan Dada, and Kumar Dada, for inviting me to lead this discussion on how do we practice Advaita in daily life. We all talk big things about Advaita. We say that Advaita is the ultimate pinnacle of thought. There is nothing beyond Advaita. If we have to live up to it, what do we do in our daily life? Let's start with the fundamental principle of Advaita. The fundamental principle of Advaita is I, the pure consciousness, is all there is, and there is nothing but it. That's the ultimate bottom line of Advaita. I am the pure consciousness, and there is nothing apart from it. There is only one, and that consciousness I am. Aham Brahmasmi. And in this Aham Brahmasmi awareness, everything else that appears is only an appearance. That's the bottom line. How do we get to that? How do we get to that? You see, people who have done higher degrees, I have done a PhD in environmental engineering. So, to get that degree, I had to go through fundamental training or basic training in mathematics, chemistry, physics, environmental sciences, biology, biochemistry, microbiology, all of these disciplines I had to study for me to have a comprehensive understanding of environmental science and engineering, based on which engineering systems could be designed to achieve the kind of result we want to achieve in environment. So my field teaches me how to purify water or how to purify air or how to purify soil pollution. But the principles behind those, you have to learn step by step to ultimately get to your ultimate degree. If we are saying that Advaita is the ultimate degree in spirituality, then what are the other steps we have to take to get to that ultimate degree? If we focus on the Gita, which is the summary of all Advaita as well as Upanishadic wisdom, the Gita, of course, can teach us many different things, and depending upon what we are looking for, we will get different kinds of guidances. So, people have used the Gita or people have found the Gita as a guidance for whatever they wanted to do in their own life. So, Lokmanya Tilak thought Gita is Karma Yoga Para or Karma Yoga Pradhan, and it teaches us how to do our karma in a selfless manner, which was the need for his hour. Our country was under foreign occupation. We wanted to become free from that occupation. We wanted someone to inspire. So Lokmanya Tilak inspired the entire population to take up karma selflessly for the greater good, so Karma Yoga. And he wrote the entire book, Gita Rahasya, focusing on karma, which is absolutely necessary. Advaita thought process, philosophy, or teachers would tell us that karma has to be undertaken with a certain objective. What is that objective? Chitta Shuddhi. By doing selfless service, our mind will be purified enough so that we can take the next step. So, Karma Yoga is a step. Unless we undertake Karma Yoga, we will not be able to purify our mind to the extent it is necessary so that we can take the next step. The next step happens to be dhyan or meditation or focus, because even to do mundane objectives, mundane things, everyday things, you have to have some focus. We do all kinds of things in the during the day, starting from the morning all the way till the evening. Vinitatai, if you are cooking sometimes at your house, then you have to make sure that you're focused in that process of cooking. Otherwise, वो सब्जी में नमक ज़्यादा पड़ जाएगा, या रोटी ठीक से गोल नहीं होगी, या रोटी ठीक से फूलेगी नहीं. इस प्रकार से हो सकता है. So focus is necessary even in mundane day-to-day activities. How much more focus will be necessary to understand Advaita, right? So first we have to do our daily work with some focus. To understand who we are, the kind of focus we require is completely of a different type. And for that, we have the entire Ashtanga Yoga process given in much more detail in Yoga Sutra by Patanjali Muni. If our objective is to make our mind disciplined and focused, it is necessary to follow the path of Ashtanga Yoga. Let's say we have achieved that objective. Our mind is now focused. Whatever I want to focus on, I'm able to focus on it as long as I want to. Focusing on just one thing for a long duration is basically samadhi. If we can achieve that, that's great. We can then do whatever we want to do in the world. With that kind of tool at our disposal, with that kind of skill at our disposal, we can utilize that skill for doing good things in the world. The third thing is bhakti. In Gita, some people may not be karma yogis, or they may not be as active as many other people are. They may not be as focused as other people are, but they have love. Everybody has love in their heart. So if we can direct this love towards the divine means towards that power that appears to control this entire universe, that appears to ensure that everything happens according to certain laws or certain niyama. hmm, We know that the whole world, the physical world, as well as the biological world, as well as our own emotional and mental world, all of them occur or happen according to certain fundamental principles. A total surrender towards that entity or that Shakti, that energy, that power, which appears to intelligently control all of these things. That is bhakti, as far as I'm concerned. तो अगर हम इमोशनल हैं, if we are emotional, then we follow the path of bhakti. ये तीनों जब हो जाएंगे, या तीनों में से एक भी ठीक से अगर हो गया, तो then we become qualified to understand who we are. That's the ultimate step, last step. In that step, हमें we want to realize what this, मैंने जहाँ से चालू किया था, the first thing I said कि this one pure awareness, consciousness, I am, and there is nothing other than that. Unless we have gone through these steps, our mind will not be able to grasp it. हमको grasp क्या करना है? What we want to grasp is whatever is happening, whatever is appearing to be happening, is all happening in my awareness. Even if we look at the daily experience, or if you look at this experience of right now, the current experience is you are listening to something, you are experiencing sound in your ears, you are experiencing my Ranga and Roop through your sight. So two faculties are active right now, Roop and Shabda. So those two faculties you are experiencing where? Within you. So is something happening outside? Something appears to be happening outside, but it is actually experienced within us. So all of our experience happens within us. And all of that experience happens because we are conscious, or because we are aware. So unless there is consciousness, no experience can happen at all. have we ever experienced an absence of that awareness? It seems to us that awareness is absent when we are in deep sleep. But is it really so? No. Because when we wake up, we can say that, yeah, I had a really good experience of deep sleep. Now, this waker who is saying that was not present in that deep sleep experience. So, how can he say that? So, there has to be an entity which is experiencing deep sleep, waking, dream, samadhi, everything. This one entity which experiences all these four things. What does the Gita say in the 15th verse of the 15th chapter? Bhagavan says, Sarvasya cha aham. सब जगह पे मैं ही हूँ. I am everywhere. Sarvasya cha aham. Hrudi sannivishto. I am the heart of everything. Mattah smritir jnanam apohanancha. So, based on me, our smriti, which is the dream experience, jnanam, which is the waking experience, apohanamcha. Apohanam is the deep sleep experience, where both of these are absent. The waking and the dream are absent. And cha means samadhi. All these experiences are based on me, are dependent upon me. Vedaischa sarvair ahameva vedyo. So this aham means the one who cannot be destroyed. Aham, जिसकी हत्या नहीं हो सकती है. That aham, I should know. This is the only thing worthy of knowing. Vedaischa sarvair ahameva vedyo. The only thing worthy of knowing is this true self. Vedanta Krit, the one who has created Vedanta. Vedavid, who knows Vedanta. Vedavid evacha aham. That one through whom Vedanta has come out, the one who knows Vedanta, is that true self. So does that mean Vikram Pattarkane is that one? No. Vikram Pattarkane is only an appearance. Vikram Pattarkane is that consciousness, that pure consciousness, which is appearing through this body-mind complex. So Vikram Pattarkane as an individual doesn't know that. But the consciousness that is manifested through the personality of Vikram Pattarkane, that consciousness is the one and the only one I need to be aware of. So this is the theory part. So now how does that translate into my daily life? When I undertake any activity, any activity, if I undertake that activity, assuming that I am a separate entity as an actor doing that act to get something, then I'm not living Advaita at all. According to Advaita, there is really no difference between me and the other. According to Advaita, there is no other. So if I undertake any activity for a limited selfish interest, then I'm not living Advaita at all. So if I am in Advaita awareness, then all of my actions will be for the benefit of the totality, larger good. So karma yoga will happen rather than me having to consciously do something, keeping in mind, no, I'm not doing this for myself, I'm doing this for the greater good. No, it will happen automatically. So karma will happen effortlessly for the larger good. We will not even think of doing something which is for our own limited self-interest. No. We will do those things to preserve this only to the extent they are necessary. So my favorite topic, as you all know, is diet, right? So if we consume as much food as we require to maintain this body properly, that consumption is not considered to be selfish. It's like adding petrol to your car so that the car will go from place A to place B. The purpose of the car is to go from one place to another so that it can carry passengers or goods or whatever. Correct? Other than that, there is no purpose of that fuel. If we consider our food as a fuel so that we can maintain this body, so that the body can be useful for the greater good, To that extent, whatever we consume is completely acceptable. It's necessary as well as acceptable. And not just for me, just for every organism in this world. Every organism in this world should be able to get whatever they need for their daily operation, O&M, right? So when we undertake any activity, we will undertake that activity with the larger good as a goal, and we will take for ourselves as little as we can, even if we make a lot of money. This example is my favorite, and also behind me happens to be a water body. To be able to swim comfortably, you require about 6 feet deep tank water so that your feet won't touch the floor. But even if the water happens to be 600 feet deep, how much water will you need to swim comfortably? The top 6 feet. So, regardless of whatever amount of wealth we have or the resources we have, we should only consume those resources as are absolutely necessary. So, even if we have a lot of money, lot of wealth, our life should still remain simple at the basic level so that we can utilize that wealth, reinvest that wealth for the greater good. A couple weeks ago, I was listening to a talk in which the speaker was saying that we should divide our wealth in 5 times, in 5 parts, into 5 parts. One part we should allocate for our own maintenance. One part we should allocate for reinvesting in whatever business we are doing. One part we should have set aside for any guests we have, atithi. One part we should donate without anybody knowing about it, Gupta Dan. And the last part we should donate, and if people know about it, that's okay. So if I am making 100,000, I should utilize only 20,000 for my own maintenance, 20,000 for guests, 20,000 for reinvesting in whatever I'm doing to make the 100,000, 20,000 Gupta Dan, and 20,000 open Dan. Open Dan will be like taxes we pay. So if you are making X amount of money, you know how much tax the government is taking. So that's an open donation, correct? But there should be an equal amount of donation which you do, which nobody knows. This is how the speaker was saying we should utilize our money. So what would be the corollary? How can I look at it the other way? The other way is if I require X amount of money for my own maintenance, or if I think that I should have X amount of money for my own maintenance, then I should be earning 5 times that much. Unfortunately, not everybody is capable of doing that. So we don't all have that kind of good fortune. But all of us can consciously try to live as simply as we can and utilize the energy we get from whatever limited consumption we do for the greater good. That is how I would translate Advaita in daily life. So I want to stop here. It's about 20 minutes since we started. So why don't I let all of you chime in and express your opinion or thoughts. So बताइए, anybody? I've been talking for 20 minutes. So if you want to unmute, because I cannot hear you if you're talking. Unmute करेंगे क्या कोई? 20 मिनट में खत्म हो गया हमारा अद्वैता इन डेली लाइफ. बताइए.
नहीं खत्म नहीं हुआ.
हाँ.
ये सब्जेक्ट तो नेवर एंडिंग सब्जेक्ट है.
ट्रू.
और इस सब्जेक्ट में जितना हम ड्वेल करेंगे, जितना डीप जाएंगे, उतने नए डिस्कवरीज होते जाएंगे. Oh, you want me to start my video? Okay.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, 1 minute. Where is this here? Okay.
आ गए ना.
Sorry, बंद हो गया. अभी
फिर से
चालू
चालू
हो गया.
करिए. या
अभी
वेरी
आया.
गुड.
क्या, I'm on my mobile.
अंडरस्टैंड.
So anyway, so what we were talking is कि भाई ये सब्जेक्ट जो ऐसा इतना वास्ट है कि कितना भी आप उसमें डीप डाइव करें, हमको उसका सेटिस्फेक्शन मिलता नहीं है कि हमने पूरा डीप डाइव कर लिया है। वो जो डेप्थ जो है वो गहराई बढ़ते ही जाती है, बढ़ती जाती है, बढ़ते जाती है, और साथ में प्यास भी बढ़ते जाती है जितनी ऐसी गहराई बढ़ती है। अब वो प्यास क्या है? अगर हम उस प्यास को हम पहचान पाए तो हम काफी कुछ हद तक के ये कह सकते हैं कि वेदांत की थोड़ी बहुत हम जो ऊपरी परत है उसको हम खरोच करके कुछ जैसे वो महाराष्ट्रियन व्यंजन होता है, चिरोटा।
हाँ,
चिरोटा जो है वो अ, कितने सारे लेयर्स के साथ वो चिरोटा बनता है। और जब वो चिरोटा हम खाने जाते हैं तो सारी कुछ कुछ लेयर उसकी अलग अलग होने लगती है। तो उसी प्रकार से हम पहली लेयर को हम अगर खरोदें तो वेदांत में जो अभी आपने कहा कि लार्जर गुड को अगर देख करके हम अब उसको प्राधान्य दें कि जिसमें हमारे जो भी हम एक्ट करें वो सेल्फिश ना होते हुए अगर लार्जर गुड की ओर अगर ध्यान दिया जाए तो उसको हम वेदांतिक वे ऑफ लिविंग कह सकते हैं। हाँ, ये स्टेटमेंट जो है वो बहुत ही लॉजिकल और बहुत ही एक्सेप्टेबल स्टेटमेंट लग रहा है, क्योंकि क्या है कि फाइनली वी आर कंज्यूमर्स। हमारा जो कंजम्पशन है हैज ऑलवेज टू बी लेस देन व्हाट वी कंट्रीब्यूट। So the contribution of from our side has to be maybe, as you said, 4 times then or 5 times than what we consume. So if this attitude, if we are able to develop within ourselves, then I think you kind of get an inner satisfaction. You kind of get क्या कहना चाहिए, सेटिस्फैक्शन के साथ में you kind of get good joy. अभी एक हमारा एक फ्रेंड है, हम साथ में अभी स्पेन गए थे। हम 2 दिन पहले हम लोग लौट के आए। हमारा फ्रेंड अभी लौटने का है, आज लौटने वाला है, मतलब कल सुबह लौटने वाला है। तो उसने एक हमें व्हाट्सएप मैसेज भेजा कि आज सुबह उसका लड़का यूएस से, लिव्स इन न्यूयॉर्क, लड़का और उसकी बहू वो यूएस से उनको मिलने बार्सिलोना आए। तो हम निकलने के 3 दिन बाद वो साथ में रहे और आज सुबह उनकी फ्लाइट थी। तो उसने मैसेज भेजा कि देखो, मेरा लड़का और मेरी बहू सुबह 4:30 बजे मेरे होटल में आए ये देखने के लिए कि हम टैक्सी में बैठ गए हैं कि नहीं। और उतना हम टैक्सी में सुबह 4:30 बजे बैठ करके एयरपोर्ट को रवाना हुए, उसके बाद वो उनके जो ड्वेलिंग प्लेस था वहां चले गए। उन्होंने कहा देखो कितना मेरे लिए वो केयर करते हैं। अब मैंने उसको जवाब दिया, मैंने कहा कि वाह क्या बात है, आई एम वेरी नाइस टू नो दैट, उसका नाम है सौरभ, सौरभ एंड प्रीति, आई हैव रियली ग्रेट अटैचमेंट फॉर यू, यू आर रियली फॉर्चुनेट, कंसिडर इट एज ईश्वरस ब्लेसिंग। तो हमने जो भी हमारे मन को भाने वाली चीजें जो होती जाती है उसको अगर हम ईश्वर की ब्लेसिंग को समझ करके एक्सेप्ट करें तो आई थिंक दैट विल आल्सो क्वालिफाई एज वेदांतिक वे ऑफ कंडक्टिंग योरसेल्फ और लिविंग। सो ये एक आज का ही एग्जांपल मैंने दिया और मुझे भी मन में इतना अच्छा लगा, मेरे 2 आंसू निकल आए। बोला कितना फॉर्चुनेट है, देखो बाप और बेटे का रिश्ता, बाप और बहू का रिश्ता इतना सुंदर और इतना प्यारा, और मतलब क्या कहना चाहिए, सेल्फ इंटरेस्ट के बगैर जो रिश्ता ये जो दर्शाता है, ये क्या है? ये लव है। and what is love? Love is ईश्वर। so that is Vedantic way of living. This is my understanding.
कितना
Milind,
सुंदर, वेरी ब्यूटीफुल। थैंक यू सो मच कुमार दादा
thank you.
फॉर शेयरिंग दिस एक्सपीरियंस।
Yeah.
एनीबडी एल्स वॉन्ट्स टू शेअर देअर व्ह्यूज और एक्सपिरियन्सेस? विनीता ताई, आपण अनम्यूट केलं होतं मगाशी. वाय डोंट यू अनम्यूट युअर सेल्फ अगेन अँड देन से समथिंग? इफ यू कॅन स्टार्ट युअर व्हिडिओ वुड बी ग्रेट टू.
आय वॉज थिंकिंग की आता तुम्ही जे सांगितलं इट वॉज क्वाईट ब्रीफ. थोडा अजून इलॅबरेट काही पॉइंट सांगितले टू प्रॅक्टिस इन डेली, हे तर मग नंतर कॉमेंट करायला अजून बेटर होईल रादर दॅन ऍट दिस नेसंट स्टेज.
सो दॅट्स ट्रू. सी, आय मेन्शन्ड ओनली सम जनरल थिंग्स.
हा, नाही तर त्यामध्ये त्या जनरल थिंग्स मध्ये थोडस इलॅबरेट केलं तर आणखीन, कारण दीज जनरल थिंग्स एव्हरीबडी नोज ऑफ. म्हणजे
Okay, so
आपण
then
वाचतोच.
why don't we pick up the thread Vilas Dada had suggested to us? So we start with the body, then we work on the mind, and then we work
हा
on the spirit, right?
या
So for बोला
यू
ना.
कॅन डू इट. या यू कॅन स्टार्ट विथ दॅट.
So I will tell you what I do in terms of maintaining the body and making sure that it runs well. So my viewpoint of maintaining the body is not because I want to indulge or I want to enjoy this world by having a healthy body, which is the purpose for many people. And I don't find anything wrong with that for that particular time. Even in my case, I used to want to have a healthy body because I could enjoy many things. We want to exercise, or a lot of people want to exercise, work out because they want to be able to eat nice things or eat whatever they want. In fact, when I first uh, undertook the Ahar Shuddhi experiment, which was about 7 or 8 years ago, I used to think eating sattvic food was a good thing, and I was eating sattvic food. But I didn't realize even within the so-called sattvic food, if you don't eat within limits, or if you don't eat at intervals, that same sattvic food could be rajasic and tamasic for you. So even while I was consuming so-called sattvic food, I was still not as healthy as I would have liked, because the equation between eating food, doing exercise, having enough rest, that equation was not working out well in my case. So once I understood those principles, then I undertook that experiment, which gave me results within no time. Within about 3 or 4 months, I was as healthy as I have ever been. And I have maintained that health because I understood that formula. And I've been, I would not say preaching, but I have been sharing my experience about that formula with whoever is interested in learning about it. I don't try to impose that formula on everybody, or I don't try to impose my views on other people, because that is
हाँ
counterproductive often.
कहने के बाद
हाँ
अरे वो
बताइए
तीन
संदीप जी,
घंटा है ना
कुछ बोल रहे थे क्या?
2 घंटे में।
हाँ, ओके,
नहीं सॉरी मैं
अनम्यूट हो
गाड़ी
गया,
में हूँ।
कोई बात नहीं, चलिए कोई बात नहीं, वंडरफुल,
नहीं थैंक
नाइस टू सी यू.
आई एम जॉइनिंग द मीटिंग्स
हाँ
थैंक
हाँ,
यू
तो
सो मच
आप, हाँ, जब
सेम हियर
आपको
सर
कुछ कहना होगा, एब्सोल्युटली यू अनम्यूट एंड शेयर योर व्यूज. तो हम लोग वी वेर
यस
टॉकिंग
थैंक
अबाउट
यू
द
सर
बॉडी, हाउ डू वी मेंटेन द बॉडी. So in my case, I'm just sharing my experience, and if you share your experience, and because of that experience, your body is absolutely healthy, people will absolutely observe it. Why not? I mean, you will see that, I look okay. I don't look like I'm malnourished or overnourished. I was overnourished at one time, so I was much bigger than I needed to be at that time. Because of that, there was lethargy, there was discomfort also. तो वो सब चला गया. So maintaining the body is like keeping the car in a good shape so that the car will give you the proper service. या हम लोग बचपन में जो करते थे, our own daily देसी version of stationary bike, स्टैंड पर साइकिल खड़ी कर दो और उसको चलाओ. उसमें अगर आप ऑयल डालते हो इन द चेन एंड इन द व्हील, देन उसकी आवाज़ कम हो जाती थी. सो इफ ए मशीन इज वेल ऑयल्ड, then the friction is less and the noise is less. Same thing happens with the body. So if you maintain the body properly, then the body will not make too many noises. The body will not drag behind you. The body will float ahead of you. इतना अच्छा फिजिकल हेल्थ पॉसिबल है. पर उसके लिए जो नियम है, जो मैंने सीखा, वो था युक्ताहार विहारस्य युक्त चेष्टस्य कर्मसु युक्त स्वप्नावबोधस्य योगो भवति दुःखः. So for physical culture, making sure that you are consuming the proper kind of things in the proper amount and conduct your life in a proper manner. So conduct our life in a proper manner means हमारा जो वर्णाश्रम सिस्टम है उसके अनुसार, कि जिस वर्ण में आप हो उस वर्ण का काम आपको सहजता पूर्वक करना संभव होगा. So you will be able to do your duty easily if it happens to be according to your own varna, your own type, not according to your birth. मतलब जाति नहीं, जाति नहीं, जाति नहीं, वर्ण. So whatever job you are able to do at ease, you do that job. Okay, you also do that job which is appropriate for your ashram. So if you are a student, then you study. If you are a grihastha, then you do whatever job you are doing or whatever business you are doing to make sure you are contributing to the society as well as to your own family, grihastha. And vanaprastha, so your kids are grown up, they are now independent. So you take a back seat, you do contemplation, you try to get ready for your final stage in life, which is sannyasa, which is complete renunciation. Not necessarily renouncing your house and going away. No, no. You stay in the house with sannyasta vritti, take care of whatever is needed to be taken care of. So in my case, I'm happy to share with you that we are now grandparents. So we have a little grandson we can take care of. But take care of the grandson without any attachment or without any compulsion for them, for my for our daughter or son-in-law or the grandchild. No, you take care of them, but you let them be as free as they have always been. So if we can fulfill our duties in each of our ashram, that's a good thing. So a bit more elaboration on the body part of it and the lifestyle part of it, which I'm trying to follow. So I cannot really advise anybody what I'm not doing. So I should only share my own experience. So I think Vinita Tai, does that make sense? Maybe you can share some of your experience. I also do exercise, by the way. Yes. I mean, I do yogasan in the morning as well as in the evening. Try to maintain the body in good shape so that I can take care of whatever I need to take care of for the family as well as for the grandchild, our daughter, son-in-law, everybody. Bola, Vinita Tai.
कॉंग्रॅच्युलेशन्स
Thank you.
ग्रँडफादर झाल्याबद्दल.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
नाही म्हणजे व्हॉट यू सेड मेक सेन्स ऑफकोर्स,
Uh-huh.
देर इज नो हे डाऊट अबाउट इट. पण बरेच वेळा काय होतं, आता जसं कुमार म्हणाले, कुमार म्हणाले की त्यांच्या फ्रेंडचा मुलगा आणि सून आले होते हे करायला वगैरे, पण टू सी देम ऑफ अँड देन कुमार ऑल्सो फेल्ट की दे आर ब्लेस्ड टू हॅव सच. तर एव्हरी टाइम होऊ नाही शकत ना. लाईक each individual is different. You cannot expect from anyone much from anyone.
That is
And
true.
if you want someone to behave in a certain way which you feel is proper and yet that thing never happens, आता अजून कच्चे आहे ह्याच्यामध्ये. तर
Correct. Absolutely
नॅचरली
true.
तर त्याच्यामुळे मग कधी कधी यू फील सॅड, but at the same time, because you're reading so much and understanding through lectures and all that, then you come back again ki nahi, why should I feel sad? It's okay, whatever they feel, it's theirs. Okay. To get out of these things, can you suggest something?
Correct. So to get out of these expectations or
नाही म्हणजे एक्सपेक्टेशन फार नसतात ऍक्च्युली, पण बेसिक सुद्धा जे काही असतात ते सुद्धा जर का इफ यू गेट हर्ट, अननेसेसरी कोणी हर्ट केलं विदाउट यू एक्सपेक्टिंग और विदाउट यू इंटरफिअरिंग इन एनी वे, तर मग व्हॉट टू डू, की हाऊ टू गो अबाउट इट.
तर
मला वाटतं
त्याच्यामध्ये सुद्धा
निरंजन
वेदांत
दानी
इज
पण
ऍक्च्युली
एकदा
क्वाइट
हा विचारलं होतं.
वेदांत इज क्वाइट हेल्पफुल इन दॅट. म्हणजे
हा,
पुष्कळदा
आय
काय
नो.
होतं बघा की आय अंडरस्टँड युअर क्वेश्चन. पुष्कळदा होतं असं खरं की वी विल गेट हर्ट because somebody has done something to us when we are least expecting it, and it is unprovoked also sometimes. Okay, so what happens is we don't always understand the causes of the experiences we go through at any given time. So the kind of experience I have right now of life, Vedanta will tell you, is a culmination or the net result of whatever actions we have undertaken in the past or I have undertaken in the past. So my experience today is going to be a net result of all of my previous karma. If I understand this, then I'm not going to blame my experience of right now on somebody else. Now, this attitude can be labeled as defeatist attitude. It's not like that. See, if we need to take an action in response to something that has happened. So if somebody is doing something to us unprovoked, we have to respond. So even in our current scenario, our country is under attack. So can we live with the attitude that we will forgive and forget? When we do that, then it is often mistaken as weakness, and therefore even more unprovoked mischief is done. So we need to make sure that we are aware of these things and we respond. The example I always like to give is we will not attack anybody, but we have to defend ourselves. If we look at the society as something similar to our own body, in our body, whenever there is a pathogen, then whether we want it or not, the body is going to resist it. The body is not going to let the pathogen destroy the body. If you look at the society as a body, then the society should resist the mischief that certain elements are perpetrating because they are like the pathogens attacking the body. So the body has to resist. And the body will resist. Absolutely. Why not? So self defense is necessary as well as inevitable. It is going to happen. So the society is not going to be able to bear all of these unprovoked attacks on it. And it will rise up at some point. So, which is what is happening. So, we need to make sure that we understand Advaita in the right perspective. Even when we are resisting somebody who is trying to attack us, it can be done with a completely Advaitic understanding. Just listen to the Gita or try to understand the Gita. What is Krishna trying to tell Arjuna? Arjuna, Arjun did not have any problem with fighting as such. Arjun had fought many, many wars, many battles, and he had won all of them. He had never lost. Battle was not a problem. When the opponent was my own relative, my own guru, my own uncle, father's uncle, that's when there was a problem. So we are always in war mode. We are always in a struggle to survive in the relative world. In that struggle, we should not do something deliberately with hatred. We should do something only to the extent it is necessary for our own self preservation. So, to that extent, himsa is also necessary. Himsa is happening only on the pathogen. Himsa is not happening on the healthy body. Right? So, say if you have cancer, then the chemical attack is going to be on the cancer cells. We want to minimize the attack on the nearby healthy cells. We want to attack only the cancerous cells. Some healthy cells, unfortunately, might perish in the process. But once those cancerous cells are completely removed from the body, then over time, the body will become healthy. Healthier cells or healthy cells will regrow, and the cancer will have completely disappeared. So, we consider our daily life in this manner. So, we get rid of those things that come in the way of smooth conduct of life, not for indulgence, but for smooth conduct of not just my life, but the lives of people around me as well. That is dharma. So, himsa is completely justified for establishment of dharma. Ahimsa is paramo dharma. We should be non-violent, absolutely non-violent. But when we are trying to preserve the dharma, then we have to pick up the arms for self-preservation, which is not denied to anybody. In fact, everybody has to become well equipped for defending oneself. I hope this makes sense. संदीप भाई, कुछ है क्या गुंजाइश बात करने की?
सर मैं बहुत ज्यादा फॉलो नहीं किया अभी तक क्योंकि गाड़ी में था.
हाँ,
बट ऑफ कोर्स व्हाट एवर यू आर सेइंग डज मेक सेंस कि वी हैव टू थिंक बियॉन्ड आवर बॉडी एंड आप बोलते जाओ सब. अभी थोड़ा सा पूरा कस्टमर मीट में पूरी चटनी निकल गई है मेरी.
अच्छा,
बहुत
ओके.
ज्यादा बोलने लायक हालत में नहीं हूं.
कोई बात नहीं, नो प्रॉब्लम. नारायण भाई कुछ कहना चाहेंगे क्या? आप तो हैं पहले से यहाँ पे. बताइए अगर कुछ आपके विचार हो तो. नारायण भाई सुन रहे हो क्या? आप आपको अनम्यूट करना पड़ेगा. नहीं, चलो ठीक है. कुमार दादा, आज मग एवढ्यावर थांबू का? मग नेक्स्ट टाइम आपण जेव्हा आणखीन लोक असतील तेव्हा आणखीन पुढची
हो
चर्चा करू.
हो
चालेल?
हो, पुढची चर्चा करू शकतो. हो, बरोबर आहे.
चालेल.
पण हे जे आज जे डिस्कशन झालं ते
हा,
अगदी आजचं डिस्कशन जे झालं ते अगदी प्रॅक्टिकल म्हणजे पॉइंट्स आपण उचललेले आहेत. अँड दे कॅन बी इझिली अप्लाइड in our daily
डेली
day
लाईफ.
to day activities. Yeah, daily life, day to day activities. Karan,
करेक्ट.
everyone goes through these similar kind of experiences happening. Some in your life, something may have happened first, something may have second. In somebody else's, the second one will happen first, and the first one will happen after that. So the sequence may change, but most of the experiences are quite similar in everyone's life. And how to deal with those pleasant and unpleasant experience, because pleasant experiences have also to be dealt with as the unpleasant experiences have to be dealt with, and that teaching is available in Gita
दैट इज
for
ट्रू.
all the humanity. This teaching is available in Gita, and if we really apply our minds, the all answers to our any and every question is provided in the Gita. So this is what uh, the crux of the Vedantic living, or bringing Vedanta in your daily life, can be, you know, really followed and experienced.
थँक
This
यू.
is I want.
ओके.
Yeah.
ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते. ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः. हरिः ॐ श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः. हरिः ॐ. नमस्कार.